We're modifying this Subaru WRX with all these parts right here. Aftermarket intake, intercooler, tuning, sway bars front and rear, turbo back exhaust, wheels and tires, and lowering springs. And most importantly, these fenders need to be color matched, no more black. In these 3 boxes is the MA Performance turbo back system, cat back, J-pipe, downpipe, I believe they call these, and then we have the tips here. Here's our muffler sections for the rear. Looks like we got some nice V-band clamps. I like what I see. Here's our little MA Performance logo. Super cool. Welds are looking pretty solid. A V-band clamp setup on a catback is wild. That's actually super nice. And we have our chrome tip option. Staggered, as you can tell. These are all the components for the catback portion of this setup. Now let's toss these off the table and focus on the downpipe section, where we're gonna increase flow, put some aftermarket catalytic converters on it that flow way more air and build boost faster. And that's where you get a lot of personality in this car. And when you tune it, you gain a lot of power by putting an aftermarket downpipe on it. So let's check that thing out. Looks like we have an extension for a O2 sensor. We have the J looking pipe in the midsection. Nice MA Performance badge right there. They took their time to weld on. High flow cat, nice looking piece, nice welds all around. Then included is a Vibrant Performance 2-bolt exhaust gasket, some sort of mounting hardware. This should be a pretty straightforward install. Be a nice little pickup in speed, spool up a lot faster. It's gonna sound a lot louder, and be a nice little addition to the WRX. Great mod. If you're new here, my name is Cameron. I'm all about helping individuals build confidence in the garage, have more fun modifying their cars. You don't have to do a ton of things, but just starting with one thing and going on the journey from there and having a blast. I have all the links in the description for everything we touch on in this video. And if you happen to be in the market for a WRX, this car will be up for auction on Cars and Bids in the near future, and I have a link in the description. That is a page to put your email in so you can get notified only for when this car goes up for auction. I appreciate you being here. Let's get back to wrenching. We're gonna start by removing the entire exhaust system from the turbo all the way to the back. Starting at the rear of the car, we got the muffler section. So a lot of people do muffler deletes. It's kind of cool Subaru does this. You have a connection point right here. So these are really cheap and affordable. We're gonna go ahead and start here by pulling these 2 bolts off. Such small diameter piping. You're gonna get some serious flow with this new catback. The only thing holding them on is the exhaust hangers. I have this exhaust hanger removal tool linked in our Amazon list. That's our master list in every description. This tool is major key and it is free. Look at that big ol' honker. Big ol' hunk of junk. That's the vacuum cleaner mod right there. This is the no fun mod. Yeah. Dang, son. Those got that speed mod. This thing about to wake up the whole neighborhood. Dude, my shoulders are already cooked. Looks like house piping. It's so small. It's like a shower head, bro. Inch and a half. Heading to the front of the car, the splash shield we're gonna lower, that's plastic, and then we have this shield right here, this skid plate, that's gonna be removed, and then we're gonna get access to the turbo to then be able to install our J-pipe, aka downpipe. We have our plastic clip removal tool. This is also on the Amazon list. This thing goes all the way up here. Yeah, the Subarus, yeah, the plastic clips are far. So it goes around the side. Goes all the way up in the wheel well. All the way up in the wheel well. And there's 4 all the way around. There it goes. It's pretty heavy. We're gonna get some weight reduction with this. Got it? Oh man. that was a nightmare, but I got a wobble socket with the big impact, and I just put as much force into it as I could, and it actually broke it loose. It's all right, these things happen, don't panic. I was optimistic. Sweet.
Surprised that worked, honestly.
Woo! Here's the secondary lower O2 sensor. We're gonna put a little anti-seize on the threads. Then we're gonna go in here, thread it in, take just this by hand, the socket, and then we're gonna go hand tight. That's it. It'll expand and get tighter with the heat. So let's go ahead and toss that up there, Park. On the studs. This is the bracket, the problematic bracket. Smedia Tanner had a really good idea, just cut it into 2 pieces because it is a turbo support bracket. So we're gonna do that. Honestly, I don't need to leave that edge on there like that. I grabbed some anti-seize and put them on the turbo studs just so if someone ever had to take it off again, hopefully they come off easy. So now, since it's one piece, we can take it in like this, lock it onto the stud, and then it will go easily and mount right there instead of being hung up. And then the front one will be the same. All right, cool. The other side of our bracket that goes on the front, I'm gonna slide it on to the stud. I'm gonna get some anti-seize right now at the moment for this O2 sensor. I want this only on the threads. Bingo. So we need to twist that the opposite way first. So spin it to the left a bunch to preload the wire. We need to get this ground strap on. So I'm just gonna put it through and put on the nut on the other side. On to the next section. We need to get one of the V-band clamps handy. Section. I want to get these V-bands handy, so I'm going to slide them on each side. I just have those chilling there. Park's got the muffler. Going? That's a good fit. Wow.
Yeah, it is. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that feels real nice. Got the tips. Icing on the cake right here. All right, so longer side on the inside. When you go to do each one of these installs yourself, I have links down below also to individual videos on the bonus channel that is an extended cut with more detail when you do get into the install process. Those are there as a resource. Can't wait for those to help you. The exhaust tips look nice. That's an upgrade. Y'all ready for this? Yeah, we're ready. It's a lot deeper than I thought it would be.
Does it sound good though?
Yeah, it sounds sick back there. It sounds way deeper than I thought. In this box is the MA Performance intake for the VB WRX. Got a nice wrinkle black style powder coat, raw pipe, We have a coupler, the intake filter. They have a nice little MA Performance branded intake filter. It's a gray color. Welds look nice. This is a stainless piece. Should look pretty cool. And you get some turbo noises and some increased throttle response. Make some more power. Should be a fun time. It's an interesting system because the intake pipe goes through the fender well and then it comes out the bottom by the turbo. So Phillips heads, I don't really love these. I get a pry tool underneath at the same time. Pull these out for this ducting. Just slides off. Indeed it does. So our wire is fully disconnected. Now we need to take off the actual intake pipe, which I'm gonna improvise this flathead and use this tool. It's never very tight. They're not under a lot of pressure. And I'm gonna disconnect these. Big extension acquired. And we are free. I need to get this fender liner out of the way. So there's a 10 mil right here. Sick. These clearly just want to be replaced. Okay, now we have access to what we need. Got these new Dickies from Walmart, you know, for the tools, so it just works great. Probably like, I need to start to remember I got those pockets. Loosen this hose clamp. Does anyone know what these little zits are for? Is it sound deadening, I'm assuming? Lame. We got a little screwdriver. Pull out these. Cool. So now we're gonna take the pipe, slide it up in here, put it in my coupler. That's secure. Parker's gonna loosen it for me. Good. All right, now let's do the heat shield. Go through. Leave that loose, and then we'll get the two 10 mils down there. Solid. Dialed. MAF sensors in. Now we just gotta go underneath, button up the plastic, and put the heat shielding and everything back. In this box is the newly released MA Performance top mount intercooler upgrade for the VB platform, and it comes in a black color. So this is a direct replacement for the top mount that comes stock on the car. So this is just a bigger, more efficient, and better performing version of the stock one, and it makes your engine bay look uniform with the black color. Kind of mutes everything out. This is the upgrade. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to purchase this for your VB. Get some more power out of this car for longer. So having a more efficient intercooler in a bigger one keeps your intake temperatures lower longer, and you don't get heat soak. So pull after pull after pull, your car's intake temperatures will remain lower and your car can run higher boost pressures longer. Therefore, makes it feel faster behind the wheel longer, more efficiently, and it makes the car more fun to drive when you're out on spirited drives, getting after it, building up a lot of heat. This combats that big time. We're installing the top mount intercooler from MA Performance, and to do that, Parker's gonna get started with, what do we got, 12 mil?
12 mil.
We got a bunch of bolts around. This is a super easy install, so just follow along with Parker. There it goes. It needs to be off on both sides.
Alrighty, and then we got 3 12s to get the charge pipe off.
Just like that, you got your rubber seal intact. A really interesting looking charge pipe. This is much easier than the EJ platform. Okay, so this is gonna go like that. Parker's gonna slide the rubber bushings in, and then the metal piece in the center of it. We're ready to set this thing in here very gently. That clamps on. And just like that, your intercooler is installed. That is the easiest one I've ever done.
See, that just looks so clean. Like the black, just like it's not doing too much.
Parker loves the black. I'm more of a silver kind of guy, but he says not doing too much. So let us know in the comments. You doing too much or not?
I feel like silver intercoolers too, once they're used for a while, they just look buns. I feel like the black will look good for longer.
Yeah, this ducting right here does work flawlessly with this intake. So you're still getting fresh air. The top of it is closed off by the hood. And then this heat shield is notched for this ducting, and it fits perfect. So shout out to the guys at MA Performance. These parts are really nice and priced well. In this box we have the White Line Performance lowering springs. They have a nice silver color, a little metallic powder coat to them. We got a logo there. Those are the rears. Then on the front we have some rubber insulators on here for noise and so they don't bind. Comes with a cool little suspension tuning guide that shows you camber, caster, toe, roll center, spring, sway bar, tire PSI, how to decrease understeer in 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. It tells you what to do, so you can learn a lot from this. Pretty cool. These springs will drop the car, according to the specifications, about 1 inch. So we'll see once they settle how the car looks, and we know that it will feel a lot more aggressive and start to handle a lot better. Or just pull them off and I'll do that while you're getting the next one off. And then I'm gonna get this started by getting these loose. Now that can stay there for a second.
Slides right out and then you're free.
Come on in on the sway bar end link. Should wrap right off. I'm gonna slowly let this out. Then we'll head over to the bench. These spring compressors, don't be scared of them. You can rent these from O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They're a McPherson strut spring compressor set, or I'll have them linked in our standard massive Amazon list of common tools we use. I use these all the time. People are scared of these. If you use them properly, and if you're not being dumb, they're not scary at all. Let's go. So now the spring can slide off. Pull your cover through, slide this back on so you don't have to worry about it. So we have our new spring from White Line. All right, it's spun enough to get started. Ugh. Perfectly in place. This can rotate up top. We are good to go. I'm going to align this down here, see if I can do my job. Start getting this lined up.
Tightening the top nuts snug evenly and then it'll tighten them down.
Then you can slide the ABS line in and clip it in.
Gucci.
All right, cool. We're gonna get to the rear section. I got get stuff out of the way. Right up in here, we have access to those bolts. We'll go over here. 4 out. All right, now we can raise it. The next step is to go up underneath. We're gonna drop every single nut on the floor as a back exercise. And fully pull our entire strut assembly out. And then we're gonna hit the bench and put some spring compressors on this. Top hat's off, spring off.
Line up the bottom of your spring.
Slide this on.
Back to the car.
Snug. In this box is the white line sway bar kit for the WRX. Aside from lowering it, the best thing you can do to make it steer better and handle better is sway bars and taking out how much the car rolls. Just doing a rear sway bar on a car like this makes an insane difference, but you do the front as well, combined with the sway bar end links, turns out to totally transform the way the car handles. They have that classic white line metallic silver finish to them. The rear sway bar is always straight. This one looks like a little bit deeper, darker silver color. So you have adjustment points, the bars are stiffer, and overall you're gonna have a performance gain and you have some tunability in your suspension thanks to white line and their sway bar kit. Really cool stuff, nice quality. You got all the bushings, grease, everything you need. So we'll get our hands dirty, get it on the lift, and get to installing it. We have the white line front sway bar we're gonna install. Then one link is out. When you have a swivel socket, they start doing this and then it throws bolts. Come over here. I tried everything I could, fam. We cannot get the new sway bar in without removing the J-pipe. Even an aftermarket like this MA Performance one, it won't fit. Now let's see if we can slide this in now. There's some of this grease in there. Don't want no squeaks. Up. Sweet. Get our aftermarket links. Go up into the strut first. I'm gonna head up top, slide this in the strut assembly. Nice and snug. Cool, that's stiff. That's good. This is normally when editor Justin tosses in some B-roll of our finished product, but this thing, the paint is beat up. That was for science to see if we could really do it without removing the J-pipe. So I'm not usually down to thrash things, but if it's a little scuffed up, you know why, and it was to try and save you guys some time. This is the rear sway bar install. There we go. Get this end link out of here. Just like that. Get your grease. I don't want no squeaks from nothing. So I'm gonna set this in the lower control arm. Bingo. Tighten the lock nut, both of them. Okay, those are both tight. And that is a complete rear sway bar with adjustable end links. For the WRX, we wanted to work with 1552 again, and they have their new RSR wheels. So the specs on these are 19 by 9.5. We did a matte bronze gloss lip finish, 5 by 114.3 lug pattern, and importantly, we have a plus 38 offset. And then we have some tires to go with it. We'll show you shortly, but let's go ahead and open up this package and check out this new wheel from 1552. They got the new gray boxes that are super cool looking. These look really nice online. I always love 1552's simplicity in their designs, but they went more with like a street style lineup with this RSR series they got going on. So I'm curious to see what these look like. These are pretty light. They have these in a couple different colors depending on what sizes you need. Dang, these are pretty fire. These are cool. What I like what they got going on is having like a hubcap that doesn't match the wheel, and more so is like its own thing. It's like a badge almost for your wheel. I think it looks super simple and clean. I really, really like that. But these are gonna look pretty gangster. They have a pretty big lip. For a car like this, you don't normally have the ability to run like a really deep dish look. But what's unique about 1552 and the RSR series is they have two different face styles. One is very like concave looking with a bigger lip, and you can get the same exact wheel in a style that is more flat. So you think more Euro, you think flat, you think JDM, you think a little bit bigger like dish look. So you have two options with all these wheels, which is pretty cool. Not a narrow wheel, that's for sure. This is gonna look good. It's gonna have good fitment. I was curious what the deeper bronze would look like against the blue versus like a gold. I think it'll look good. This is a really kind of street poppy style wheel. A little more flashy than what I'm used to, but at the same time, it's not too flashy. All right, let me show you the tires we got. For this car, we got some Nexons. They are the Enfera SU1s. We got 255, 35, 19. Why did I purchase these? Good bang for the buck. Decent looking tread pattern that didn't look too commuter, but didn't look too track. Just looked like a good daily tire that would perform. So we'll get these thrown on at Tires to Go and see what they look like on these wheels. Should be good fitment. Everything I've researched, it should be good. If you need wheels and tires and you want this exact setup, I have the links in the description. It'll take you to Fitment Industries. They've been supporting the channel. They're awesome. They have a gallery so you can see what other people have, so you can compare specs and make sure it's gonna fit. Not only do they have all the options to look at, you can sort by vehicle. You can get rid of all the stress by looking at what other people are running that works on the platform in your specific car. So next time you think about wheels and tires, think about Fitment Industries. Their information's down below, and that link you click there notifies them that I sent you. And that's a free way to support the channel, whether you're watching the video now or you buy your wheel and tire setup 2 years from now. I appreciate you. I appreciate Fitment Industries. This car looks rad, and without their help, we wouldn't have cool wheels and tires. Support a local family-owned business in Phoenix to get your tires that are adjusted through their info and their address on screen. I'll also leave it in the description so you can plug it into your maps easily. But the owner is right across the street from me in my neighborhood, and then he has his two sons that I deal with all the time, and Todd. They're great people. I love sending people like you on the other side of the screen their way to get taken care of. And tire business is crazy. You got to do a lot of volume to make money, and they got a big family and they're super cool. So volume volume is key. Every single person that stops by any way I can help on, it's the way I can love on them. So new tires, hit them up. An important step with new wheels and tires is ceramic coating them. It makes life so easy when it comes to brake dust and cleaning them. This is a Cerakote Professional ceramic coating. You can get this with the link in the description from Amazon or straight from them. If you've never seen this before, we do it on every set of wheels we get. Comes with 2 bottles. Isopropyl alcohol is key. Then the most important step, my favorite, is not having to try that hard to clean the barrels when they're ceramic coated. Because when your barrels are clean, the car looks extra clean. It adds like a 3rd dimension of depth to a clean car. We're gonna set up the pad and just get a nice wet layer on here. I'm gonna do this edge, and it's nice on a color like this, you can see where you've been because it'll look glossy. So you're gonna want a firm layer everywhere. The whole barrel, the back side of the spokes. Now I'm gonna take my phone, set timer for 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes for the barrel, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe everywhere that I applied it. Now that we're done with the inside, let's do the face of it. And I'm gonna start around the edge. This wheel looks a lot glossier. It's looking real nice. I'll go ahead and get inside these spokes, and then we'll set up the tripod and we'll time lapse me and Park doing the other 3 wheels. Got our sweet new setup. Excited to toss this on with Parker. These some big boys. Yeah, these are big. These wheels are white.
Got a little cherry on top right here. 1552 valve stem caps.
This car needs a lot of help in the looks department, so I'm really anxious to lower it.
These look way better lowered.
Yeah.
Like most cars do, but this one's I feel like is a lot more, needs a lot more help in that.
How low can you go? Dang. I think they look pretty sick. Like I was worried about 19s. It looks like really dressed up now.
The gold definitely looks good with the blue.
Bronze.
Bronze, my bad.
At this point, there's 2 important things. We need to tune it with our access port, so I need to install this, send a map over to Alan over at Edge Autosport who's tuning it, and then the very last cherry on top will be the color matched fenders. So we're not gonna leave this black here. We're gonna do some paint right here, and it's gonna make the car look so much better. If you wanna tune your WRX, the best solution right now on the market is a Cobb access port still. They've always been a thing for Subarus, but you pair this with Alan over at Edge Autosport, and that is a great solution, just like we did on the Focus ST. He tunes a lot of other cars, and he's someone I've trusted and been friends with for years and years. So we're gonna unbox this Cobb access port, and then we're gonna reach out to Alan via email and get the tuning process started on this. It'll be all remote, it doesn't matter where you live, and he can take care of you. So right inside this box, you open it up, and I got this access port. You can get it from a lot of different places. I got this from MA Performance. They've been helping out with this build, super genuine to work with. I appreciate them, and they got us dialed in with this access port. So we open it up, we got our stickers, and then we have the actual access port device. I'll leave this linked in the description as well as Alan's information, so you have everything you need. There's a little gray faceplate on it already. We pop on this side. Per usual, we have a black faceplate, which I usually like to throw on. It's a little more discreet. Here is our wire to go to our OBD2 port, and then this side has a little cover on it that goes in the bottom of the access port for the device. And this Cobb box comes with a little mini jet tag. I got my access port here. I took the little faceplate off and I sent Alan over at Edge Autosport. He needs this serial number right here. So I gave him that so I can go ahead and snap my faceplate back on. Up underneath here is where you plug it in. The screen will pop on. I'm gonna get in the car. I'm gonna turn the ignition on. We're gonna hit install. We're gonna turn our AC off. Make sure all of our lights are off and everything. 2022 USDM WRX, continue, confirm. I'm just gonna do stage 191, and then once this is fully installed, we'll be able to plug this into the computer next, load the base map from Alan, and then we'll start the car for the first time with all of our modifications. Couple on and offs. it's installed. Now we can head to the computer and install the base map, and then we'll come back out here and flash it. And I have it in my downloads, and I'm just gonna drag it to the access port manager, and it's gonna say confirm file copy. So we just go hit yes, and it says EA Edge Autosport Cameron A 91 Octane E-Tune version 1. So now we can hit eject and go to the car. Change ECU map, look for the one that we just added, ECU reflash, then the Edge Autosport one. It just finished flashing. It said it was successful. So I'm gonna hit the back button, get to gauges. All right, we're ready for our first start. Data logging started. You know what I think it is?
What? Intake?
I did plug it in.
Sensor not connected?
I did plug it in.
Rotary swap?
It sounds like it's getting an air leak.
Seems good.
First impressions of the WRX with all these mods is it's an entirely different car. Parker and I are really liking it, and I'm obsessed with the wheels. I love the wheels. I love the wheels. For a base map, it is crazy smooth. I love working with Alan. And this car is already making some cool turbo noises.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking quick just for a base tune. I love the feel of this car.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we need to take it out to the canyon.
I really like the steering wheel. I like it better than the Corolla.
Because it's thicker or what?
Yeah, just like the shape of it. I like how it places your hands naturally where you're supposed to place your hands when like you're really driving. Like you're supposed to have your hands like this so you can like use your elbows and stuff to steer. I hate when sports cars have like a high handle. So like it makes you grab it like that, you know?
This is fun. We both have been dailying trucks for a little while though, so everything feels fast.
I know.
I just love how smooth it is now, and the exhaust is not loud at all. It's perfect.
No, it's good.
I really like the tone in person. It's a lot deeper, especially with the new setup.
I feel like with a lot of these like newer cars, even if your exhaust is kind of loud, the like insulation in the new cars is so good that like if you have it in a higher gear and you're just cruising, like it's still quiet.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely better. But Subarus are notoriously not insulated. Just got to our spot, Cactus Tint in Scottsdale. We're gonna see our boy Rick to get the WRX dialed in. For the WRX, I kind of had this vision of kind of going down the middle road of not too dark, but not too light. The car has a lot of nice contrast, so it complements that contrast. You got the blue, you got the bronze, and I want a nice deep black across all the windows. Rick's Bronco Raptor, I'm gonna reference a clip right here. I really like how that color looks. So Rick, can you tell us what film that is and a little bit about it?
The film that's on that is Spectra PhotoSync IRD 15%, which is kind of like a true smoke color that emulates the factory privacy glass that's on the back of the Bronco already. You don't have to go that route unless you specifically are trying to get more heat out of the car too.
What would be like a middle road quality heat rejection and price? Because I know this is a top end. I don't feel like that's necessary for this car.
The Expel XR Plus is a good option. It has the 15% same shade as the IRD. Great performance. It's a multi-layer ceramic. That's what makes it a better film, not the ceramic portion, but the fact that it's a multi-layer film. The more layers you put on, the less you feel through the film. One infrared layer works decent. 14 layers works better.
This is 14 layers.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yep. Both have a lifetime warranty. Both have the same UV protection, so you're not going to be getting a sunburn through one and not the other. Patented scratch coats on both. Lifetime warranty on both.
this box, we have the color match fender flares from Import Image Racing. These are kind of hard to come by. They sell out fast, and I'll leave the link in the description. I'm excited to see these. They're packaged quite well. These are gonna make the car look so nice. So these are 10 millimeters wider, so they're gonna be a little bit more aggressive. Colors on point. Oh, this is gonna look sweet. All right, we're gonna open this all in 3, 2, 1. This is the whole setup right here. You can see on like the rear sections, you got this like sparkly black piece where your reflector would be. So if you want to leave that black, you can, or you can toss in the red reflectors from the car. I think this will look really nice. What is cool, Parker just pointed out while we were filming that these pieces right here are still metallic black instead of blue. So it adds that dimension to the car. And with these being 10 millimeters wider, something like this vent stands out quite a bit. Paint quality seems solid out the gate. As far as like the quality of the actual pieces, it seems very OEM, you know, ABS plastic as anything else would be from factory. But overall, the paint quality is impressive. I really like everything we're looking at. The color match looks good. We'll show you what that looks like in the sun, but let's show you these up close. I'm excited to pull off the stock ones and install these. Should be pretty straightforward. Some plastic clips and snap them in and out. I got a plastic clip tool remover. Cut that out. That's why this tool is so key. And then this will release this part. So if you pull up, pull out on this, it just pops out pretty easy. I got some isopropyl alcohol. I'm gonna soak the area. Just wipe it down. In the kit comes this 3M adhesion promoter and a little Q-tip. Go over to your new one, slide them in. And we're ready to go. Snaps in nice. Out. There we go. Just gonna wipe this clean and repeat the steps we did on the other side to install this. All these clips right here, we're gonna transfer over if Parker wants to snap for me. Sweet. Now we come over here to the car, pull off your 3M tape in the corner, make sure you clean this. You can really tell on the back how they added the 10 millimeter width. First look at the color match fenders in the sun. The car looks so much better. It just made the wheels pop a ton. I do like the 10 millimeter add-on, and then these vents really do add some dimension to the car. This whole thing just looks super mature, simple, but nice. I feel like it added 5 to 10 grand to the price of like how it looks. It just looks a lot more put together. Now, it's difficult to get color match absolutely perfect for all the cars because this is a 3-stage paint, I learned from my painter. Primers and all the different coats and everything, you got 3 coats. It's gonna be hard. So in the direct sunlight, any regular person's not gonna notice a difference, but at certain aspects, like this kit is a little bit lighter than my car, which at times in certain lighting can be not ideal and distracting, but any regular person would never notice. And the fact that you don't have to deal with a painter and go handle that. Some painters are fast, some are slow, some are nice, some are mean, some are great quality, some are... It's just a hard career, in my opinion. I love the painters out there. I have respect for it. I painted a car and messed up a lot, so it's definitely easier just to be able to order these and throw them on and deal with that little bit of variation in color and tone. So I'm happy with it. I think it's a great addition. It only takes a couple minutes to throw them on and it completely transforms the car. I do like the black here, and then that matches the windows really well that we had tinted. So I'm stoked how this car came out, and on the road it just looks phenomenal. So I really like this thing. This thing is a lot of car for the money. It's kind of shocking. Will it ever be as good as an STI? No, but for what they are in the price range, I think with wheels, lowering springs, tint, and color match fenders, it'll totally transform it and make it actually something a lot of people actually would buy, in my opinion. We got the 15% all around. Check out how this looks on the outside. Looks really even. You got the nice deep blues. You got the dark black windows. It looks really smooth, especially rolling. I'm stoked how it came out. Rick and the team over at Cactus Tint killed it. Check them out in Scottsdale, Arizona. Come inside so you can see what it looks like from the inside, because it looks super dark on the outside, but it's actually not bad on the inside at all. Looking inside, you can see the contrast between the windshield with no tint and the 15%. I can see everything at night. You can still see out of it. If you go more like 5%, then it's really dark and it hinders me at night, and I don't really like it. It makes the car feel claustrophobic too. So if you want something that looks sleek, deep black on the outside, but not unbearable at night especially, and to have good UV protection and heat rejection during the summer, this Expel film that we did in 15 was ideal, and that's what worked best for this car. And if this is a similar setup that you want on your car, you can hit up Rick and Cactus Tint or get that same film at a shop near you. This video was made possible thanks to Wolfbox and their Superpower Turbofan Mega Flow 100. I feel like a lot of you might like to have this at your house for multiple reasons. Everything Wolfbox touches has Apple-like packaging. Wow, it's actually really small. This thing is hefty. Up in here we got some different attachments. Pop it on, snaps in real nice. Got different tips, USB-C charging cable, a little vacuum. Got the packaging up here. It comes with a nice bag, and inside here it comes with some little brushes for your electronics if you need to get the dust out of your keyboard, anything on your desk, or your interior of your car you need to blow out. Has a strap that we can hook on if we want. And how we're gonna test it, I wanted to try out and use the new ceramic glass coat protectant from Cerakote. We're gonna apply this and put some water on the window as if you just washed your car, and show you the difference by watching the air blow the water off, so you can see how real ceramic coating is. So let's check out this new product, and we'll check out the Wolfbox Superpower Turbofan Mega Flow 100, linked in the description. Cerakote has their professional grade ceramic coating for all surfaces. So we did on the paint, we did it on the wheels. You can do this by itself, or you can use this as like a top coat, a rapid ceramic sealant to maintain your ceramic coating, because over time the UV rays just eat away at the protective layer that it creates, basically like an additional clear coat on your paint. So this is beginner level, this is pro level, and then for those who just want their glass, if you live in an area it rains all the time, or you just want your glass to be perfect, you can get this glass coat specific kit from Cerakote that's now available. So I haven't used this before. We're going to test it here today. These are the exact same as the Pro ceramics, so we're going to apply it, wait 5 minutes, and then buff it off. Why would you buy this over something like this? This is a lot easier to apply, less prep work, and it's a lot cheaper. We have all the attachments right here. You can toss one on. Let's try this one. I like the weight, and then once you hold the button and turn it on, it's got a little battery indicator here. It's like a throttle. This thing goes crazy. The audio is gonna be dang. Okay, here. My truck has never had any ceramic coating on it ever, so I'm gonna show you with this window the effects. I'm in the shade. Do not do this in the direct sunlight, and make sure it's cool to the touch. The window is done sweating. We're gonna level this off. You can literally feel the slickness. Okay, water bottle with a hole in it. You can see there's a lot more water droplets here. They're a lot smaller here because it's barely hanging on for its life. So we have a little bit of air. We'll blow from the top on the non-ceramic coated side. Pretty good. You got to put it on there for a while. You can see water droplets kind of all over this place. Anything that's left is really small and blows off a lot easier. When you do the whole entire vehicle, it's not just water, it's brake dust, dust, water. When you're driving through rain, it'll just bead off like Rain-X, but permanently. And overall, it's just a lot easier to clean. This is just a simple little demo. It's not gonna work as good as a pro ceramic coating, but it definitely works pretty good for a quick 15-minute install. You could use this to blow snow off your windshield if you lived in an area like that. Leaves, there's no weather here in Arizona, so I can't show you those things. You can use it to dust things. With the other attachments you can put on, you can inflate pool toys, blow up mattresses, things when you're camping, and it's versatile. So you can use it to clean, functionality. I'll have a link in the description if you want to purchase this thing. It's a really cool little device to have around the house, and when you're on the road to throw in your car. It's got a good battery, 3,000 milliamp battery. My iPhone 15 Pro has a 3,200 milliamp battery. So about the same size. The battery lasts a long time. We've used it quite a bit and we've not even used half the battery. This video was made possible thanks to Wolfbox. We appreciate you for helping us enjoy cars together and have these videos. So if you want to check out this product, I'll leave the link in the description for the best price. Let's get some seat time together. I got traction control off. The car is running great. Let's talk about each modification. So the exhaust is obviously a lot louder. But what's even louder than that is that intake up in the corner over there. This car is a totally different car than when we first got it. You pair Allen's tuning with the parts, the J-pipe and the intake specifically, and this thing really scoots. The throttle response is there. I can go down to second. It's really easy to downshift. It pops at the top of the RPMs a little bit. I mean, it pulls hard. It's really easy to drive, really fun to shift. It's not that far off from what my older STIs that I've had are like. This is about 330 to the wheel, and if we did ethanol like E30, it'd be around 400. So, I mean, it would wake up quite a bit. When it comes to handling, those sway bars, especially the front, man, when you pull, you will notice immediately. You can literally see the hood not move much. Like the body roll before, like you would see it kind of whoop or do this way. Now it's just that hood, just the horizontal line stays horizontal. It does not move much. And the car feels so planted. And then you pair that with lowering it. It does get a little bit bumpier driving it, but it's nothing that's not worth sacrificing to have the handling. I mean, you barely touch the wheel and now it goes. Before you'd have a little bit of body roll and it would react a little bit, but it was nothing crazy. You put all these things together and it's a night and day different car. And for the money, this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. And I think this will be good for a lot of people out there who want to get a sports car and modifying it and see it have big gains from the parts you're putting on. Like, for example, I had to put the stock intake back on because I was chasing down an air leak, and I was so stunned how much slower the car was with the stock intake. You just throw it in 6th gear if you want to cruise and it's quiet. Well, what I was saying about the intake is it's wild because a lot of these newer cars, they don't benefit from intakes that much, but this one in this car is so restrictive. Man, you throw one of these on there and it wakes up that throttle response a ton. It feels a lot more power because it's able to get so much more air so much more quickly and let that turbo breathe. I'm really happy with this car. I love the way it looks when it's rolling. I love driving it. It's simple, it's reliable for what it is. It's not at a power level that's gonna stress out the transmission or the engine at all. It's just a really good car that handles and scoots for the price. If you like all-wheel drive turbo cars, we have the GR Corolla. It's the Circuit Edition carbon roof. This thing is special, modifying it start to finish. We'll see you over here if you haven't seen that car yet.